There we go. All right, so with a slide, it's going to take all of your points for your figure, and it's going to slide it, or it's going to map it onto, maps all points of a figure, the same distance and the same direction. Okay, so if I have 3 points, we're going to call these points over here A, B, and C. This one A, this one B, this one C. What's happening is we're taking those points and we're just sliding them to new places. So I'm going to slide this A to right here. And it's going to be A what now? A prime, okay? I'm going to take this B, I'm going to slide it right here, and that's B prime, and I'm going to take C, slide it here, and it's C prime, okay? So what you should notice is every single one of those moves was the same distance here, here, and there, right? When it slides over, it moves the same amount on all of them, okay? Notice the figures stayed the same. Is this a rigid motion?
Yeah.
It does look 3D, huh? Looks like a triangular prism now. This is a rigid motion. It stayed the same size, okay? So angle B is the same as angle B. Angle A is the same as angle A prime. And C is the same as C prime, okay? So it's a rigid motion. You get this new figure. It just slid over. Oh. When I was a youth leader, my husband was a youth pastor. One of our very first students ever, he had a baby.
Congratulations. Oh, can I play Fortnite?
Wow.
So sweet.
Aaron is coming to Fortnite.
Okay. So here's the deal, okay? It's a rigid motion. It slid to the same place. It is the same figure, okay? When you write what's called a translation, okay, there's a certain notation for it. And you're going to learn a notation for a translation. You're going to learn a notation for a reflection, a glide reflection, a dilation. They all have their own way to write the rule. Here is the notation, or you might say it's the rule for a translation, okay? They all start with a capital letter followed by whatever you do with that, okay? So a translation, any guesses what the capital letter that's going to represent a translation is going to be?
T.
T for translation. Okay, so a translation is going to look like this. A translation of, and then there's going to be these brackets, okay? And it is however far you move on your X and however far you move on your Y.
X is horizontal.
X is horizontal, yep. So this will be left and right. This will be up and down,
Yes.
okay? And then it's always the triangle that you're moving, so the original, the pre-image, mapped onto the new triangle,
It's like 5.
A prime, B prime, C prime, okay? So this is the general rule. Now, honestly, you guys, this is what I'm most concerned about. If you do this part of it, lovely. But I'm most concerned that you know it's a capital T and what your values of X and Y are going to be, okay? So let's look at this figure here, these two figures here. Can you tell me which triangle you're starting at?
The normal one, top left one.
The top left, ABC, right? That's your pre-image, okay? Pre-image is where you're going to start. So if I'm starting here, A, B, C, and I'm trying to slide to A prime, B prime, C prime.
Oh,
I start with a T, and then I have to say how far did I slide. This part's up to you. You can pick any point you want. You just have to make sure you move to the corresponding point, right? So if I want to start at C, that's fine, but I need to count how far I have to move to get to where then? If I start at C,
To the up, C.
I move to C prime, okay?
5.
It's really tempting to start here and then people just stop here because it was the closest point. Don't do that, okay? If you're going to start at C, go to C prime. True it.
Is it 5, -3?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the right. And 1, 2, 3 down. Is it 5, -3?
Why?
True, just get up there and teach the lesson, huh? Okay, so it is a translation of 5, -3 of triangle ABC that will map onto
Okay.
A
My
prime,
class, I was in formal
B
geometry.
prime, C prime.
Yeah, they wouldn't hire that.
Wait, so we have to write everything after that?
I mean, I want to see this.
Formal geometry.
When it's like, when these letters are the same and it's just a prime, that's not as big a deal. It's if they're different letters, like if ABC mapped onto DEF, I would like to know which ones are which for that. But usually they use the same letters.
Who do you mean on Smash Bros?
Okay. What?
Who do you mean on Super Smash Bros?
Who do I mean?
Main.
Booga.
Main.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Who's my main person?
Who do you play with?
I don't ever play Super Smash.
I like
Who's your main?
Who's your main?
My kids don't play that one a lot.
Go to.
So like, who's your siege main though?
I don't know what that means.
What's your son's main
You
skin
seem like a
for, man?
sledge.
I don't-
think that-
I don't know. They just bought a skin. I don't remember which one though.
Was it the Battle Pass? If it wasn't the Battle Pass, that was a terrible
If your
investment.
kids beat me on
No,
Fortnite,
I don't know what it
What does
was.
it look like, Mr. Rubin?
I don't know. I don't pay attention.
If your kids
Does it have a
shirt
shirt
on
on?
2 versus 1, I'll
I don't know.
Okay.
Then it could literally be in
And I haven't played
Yeah.
the game.
All right. So take a look at this. Tell me what this is telling you to do.
Is it Doom Guy?
You just really want to buy
I want to humble
What is this telling me to do?
The goat skin with the crop top.
Oh. No, it does.
This is why I can't entertain any of your questions, because you never come back.
What?
Come back.
No, I'm back.
What does T, -3, 4 of triangle ABC tell you to do?
Oh, I get it. I understand.
What's it telling you to do?
We have to make both of the triangles and we have to label them correctly.
Right, but what is this telling you to do?
That's telling you where to put the other triangle.
But where?
What do you mean? Where?
Like,
Oh,
It's
negative
telling you to go
4.
3
On the left
to the
side?
side and 4 down.
What side?
no.
To the left.
3
Isn't it
left. It's telling you to go 3 left
Up 4.
and
Oh my
4
goodness, you're
up.
such a silly goober.
Okay? So you are given points,
I don't like this triangle.
right? You're given these points. Let's plot it. 3, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. One of the most important things here is that
Yeah,
you
I thought
plot
you
your
said
points
that.
correctly. Okay? So 3, 3, you have to label as A, because that is your A point. 5, 1.
I thought negative was on the other side, Mr. Rubin.
Yeah, it was.
learned how to graph, so this is just.
No, I'm plotting these points right now. I'm
Oh.
plotting the original triangle,
Oh, whoa.
right?
Oh, you silly goose.
So we're plotting our triangle ABC.
Laugh out
3,
loud.
3, 5, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. That's B. Okay?
Did it.
And then our C is at 1, 0. So here's your starting triangle. If I were you, I would use colors on this section. I would use different colors just so you make sure you're not mixing up. It's super easy to just get points mixed up. You don't have to use colors, but I think it makes it a lot more easy to see if you have different colors. Okay, you're welcome to use, if you want colors, you can use those. Okay, so now look at what it's telling us to do.
I did it.
A translation of -3, 4. Don't try to move the triangle. Move 1 point at a time, okay? So if I'm going to move C, -3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, I would get C prime
Did I
right
do it?
here. Yes! Okay, so that's your C prime. So then you move your A. 3 to the left, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's your A prime,
This is my new favorite math.
okay? And then B, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that'll be your B prime.
This is
And then draw that triangle in. I don't need to see the little like bubblies from you. If that just makes more chaos for you, then don't do it. Just count them. I'm just helping you to see where I'm moving, okay?
You could pull up your kid's Epic Games account and see what skins they bought.
We couldn't even figure out which
Oh,
Epic Games
that
account we
makes
were
so
in
much
at the time.
Time out. Okay.
Because I have 2 different email accounts for each of them, and we cannot get into the one.
Very
I don't know why.
I'm trying my best.
Yeah, like Epic Games, like you have to download like an authenticator app. You have to download like 3 different apps in order to like get into your Fortnite account on your phone. It's actually insane.
You do?
Yeah,
That would be
when
why.
when I logged in onto like my Nintendo Switch to my Fortnite, I had to like download an authenticator app to prove that it was me.
Wait, you play basketball?
Why would I try to hack someone's phone?
Are we good there?
So basically, she wasn't good enough to make the team.
No, I did try.
They're like,
Okay.
yeah, you're not very good, so you can report us.
What?
Actually, it's kind of confusing.
So you just take 1 point at a time, right?
No, I get that. Like, I get it, but like graphing
No,
the first one.
that didn't happen to me.
So it's an X and a Y, right? Always X and then Y. So your X value is always going to go left or right from 0, 0, right? So from 0, 0, you're going 3 to the right and then 3 up.
Wait, so
3 to the right, 3 up puts you right there. So that's your point A, right? It's always X first, 3 to the right, 3 up.
So the first one you always graph is
You can graph in any order on these, but you always go left and right first for that number, and then up and down for that number,
can you go back
right?
to the
Because it's X and Y. Okay, hey, sit down.
Yeah, we do.
One.
It says it on your call.
Druid,
Oh, yeah. I see every time.
Roseanne.
okay?
It's the same route to school as me.
It's not that easy.
Where did I put my coffee?
I did win.
Questions on that? Are we good?
No.
Want to make sure we can graph appropriately. Okay. So take a look at this one now. This one, you are given 2
I used
triangles.
to have a switch, but I actually did a while ago.
Hey, Luke, turn around. LMN is 1 triangle, okay? So let's plot those points. Tell me where you're going to move for the point -4, -1.
To the left.
Left 4,
And then one.
down 1. Okay, so you're going to go left 4, down 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left, down 1 from 0, 0, right? You always start at 0, 0. Call that L. Okay. Then point M goes 5 to the left, 3 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3 is M. And then N is 2 to the left, 2 down.
Oh, that was easy.
Yeah, I finished.
Good. Okay, so there's LMN. Now we do the primes. L prime is at 2, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. That is L prime. And make sure you're labeling them, okay? I need to know what is L and what is L prime. It's very important. M is at 1, 0. So that's M prime. And then N prime is at 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
All done.
N prime.
I spelled.
Okay, so this one's backwards. The first one, it said, here's a triangle, and here's the translation you're going to do to it. Give me the new triangle. This one says, here's 2 triangles. Tell me what happened. Which triangle do you start at?
The LMN.
You start at LMN, okay? And we have to try to come up with a rule. What letter is our rule going to start with? What letter?
What? L.
What letter does our rule start with? Not L. You can start at point L.
T.
The rule has a T, right? Because it's a translation. We slid somewhere. So that's a translation. Okay, so you're going to write capital T. And then you put those vector brackets, not the parentheses, right? Vectors. Vectors tell you where to move. That's the pointy brackets.
Oh,
Okay?
I get this.
So now I want to say, do you want to use L, M, or N?
N.
Which one?
L.
One.
L?
Because it's higher.
L. Okay, let's use L. So if we start with L, which L or L prime are we starting at? L, the pre-image, okay? So starting at L, if I want to get to L prime, here's where a lot of mistakes get made. It is super tempting for a lot of people to start by going up first. Moving up is which value, X or Y?
Why?
That's your Y value, okay? You want the X value. So you always want to go left and right first,
Well,
and then up and down.
Sometimes I go
So you
up
would just
first, but I just.
As long as you put that in the Y spot, that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units to the right. Is that positive or negative? If you
Positive.
moved to the right, you're moving positive. Okay, then it's 1, 2, 3 up. Is that positive or negative? Positive. So you would say a translation of 6, 3 of triangle LMN maps onto triangle L prime, M prime, N prime. That's your rule. Okay? Questions on that?
No.
What are you confused about?
I don't know.
So do you know how to graph both of these triangles? Like, did you get to that point?
Yeah, I got there.
Okay, so once you have that done, you just pick 2 points that correspond, L and L prime, or M and N prime, or N and N prime. And you just count how far did we have to move. So if I'm at N, and I'm trying to get to N prime, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the right, and 1, 2, 3 up.
Are they
So
all gonna be 6'3"?
all of them will be 6, 3. Yeah. Okay?
I can extend my arm all the way.
Okay, last little bit.
Like it was so sore to the point where I have to keep it like this.
Okay, listen. This is called a composition of transformations. And if you are musical at all, a composition, right? It's like a piecing together of all the different, the flute and the trumpet and the whatever. It's like a composition. Put it all together. So a composition of transformation is 2 or more transformations.
Yes, before. Let's pay attention.
It's just one more question. Okay? So we've done a translation so far where you took a triangle and you slid it. Now we're going to do more than one move and see where we end up. Okay? Here's what it says. Carmen leaves her apartment. Now, if you're looking at a coordinate plane, what would you say is the best starting point? What's the best starting point on a coordinate plane? 0, 0. Okay? So we're going to put Carmen's apartment right here. Okay? So
Straw house.
this is her apartment.
Same.
Okay? Here's what it says. Carmen leaves her apartment and travels 2 blocks east. Which way is east? Up, down, left, right?
Right.
East would be to the right, okay? So she's going 2 blocks east, 5 blocks north. Where's north going to go? Up. Okay, so 2 blocks east, 1, 2. 5 blocks north, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That puts her at the library. Okay, 2 blocks east, 5 blocks north. So plot that point. Okay. It says, then she travels 4 blocks west. What direction is west? The left. Okay. And 1 block south. South is going to go down to the grocery store. So 4 to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 block south is going to put her right here at the grocery store. Okay, so we're at the blue point right now. We started at, I'm going to call it purple. We started at the purple point. Okay, so that's a composition of translations, of slides, right? She was here, she slid to the library, she slid to the grocery store. So 2 slides to get us to the grocery store. The question is, where is Carmen in relation to her apartment? Okay, so think of it this way. If Carmen is at her apartment, where is she now in comparison to that?
Like 1, 5.
Hold on, true, it was going to give
Negative
me.
2, 4.
What does that mean, though, in terms of direction?
That means
She's
negative,
two,
like it is 2 west and then 4 north.
right, she is 2 blocks west. 2 blocks west
Oh, I did this wrong. Dumb.
and 4 blocks
Huh?
north
Never eat
Wait.
of her apartment.
Wouldn't she be 2 east though, since you're going to the right 2 and then down 4 to back?
She would have to
Oh,
move
she-
to east. We're saying in relationship to her apartment right now, she's currently 2 blocks west and 4 blocks north of her apartment, right? That's the common like misconception is people turn it around and they say to get home, she'd have to go 2 blocks east and 4 blocks south. But where is she right now in relationship to her apartment? She's 2 blocks west and 4 blocks north of her apartment. Okay? Questions on that?
No.
Something most quiet we've ever been, I feel like, in Speak.
Wasn't
And
it beautiful?
everybody's here today.
I know, and like I feel like you have a pretty good grasp on it. It's amazing.